Alright, we're good on YouTube now, so we're just gonna stick with YouTube. It's working. Alright, so let's do this. Okay, that's working. I'm checking on my laptop right here. Alright, here we go. Hey everyone, welcome to another Webflow workshop. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me this week. This week we're gonna focus again on MailChimp's homepage. It's kind of a complicated web page. It has some awesome animations, and we were able to redo as much as possible, like rebuild the homepage. But the part that got really complicated was doing this custom animation where we would have elements sliding and moving and appearing, and it was pretty fun to do. But with Interactions 1.0, we had to create our own timeline in our heads by adding delay timers. But yeah, today we're going to finish it up. We're going to do the footer of MailChimp's homepage, and then we're going to make it responsive. And then after that, if there's any more time, I can answer any questions you guys have. And yeah, we'll move on. So before I get started, I want to say thank you to everyone who's in the live chat room right now, like Jaden, Papyrus, Adrian, Fern, Brian, and Alex, yeah, and Nita. Thank you guys for always coming back and joining the stream. And if you're new to this stream, just remember it happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time on our YouTube page, youtube.com/webflow. So yeah, please subscribe, hit that notification button so you'll know when we go live again. Okie dokie. Where are we? Okay, so let me give you a short taste of what we did last week. So last week, we were able to do the nav bar and a couple of the rows, but I'll show you the most complicated part. Here we go. That part right there. That one right there, like the typing. That one was tough. So all of that probably took a good probably an hour or 45 minutes, and it was interesting, and it just shows a lot of stuff that Webflow can upgrade on its or do better on its features, so we can do awesome animations like this with even less time. I mean, it's already less time not coding it, but actually seeing it done on the canvas without delay timers would be really cool. So after that, simple rows like this one, a Flexbox right here, so you don't have to say 4 columns. And then we have this going on. We have layered backgrounds. We have this going on, and then we stopped right here. So yeah, that was fun, and now let's just get started. I have the actual live MailChimp.com site on my laptop right here, so that's why I'm looking this way. So let's go ahead and start adding the footer. All right, let's see here. Wait, did I save their logo? Well, I hope I did. Did I put their logo? No, that's not it. I didn't. All right, we'll skip that part. But here we go. So first thing I'm gonna do, here's all my elements. So I'm gonna drag in a section right here. We're gonna call this let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna call this footer. Okay, scroll down, it's down here, footer, and it looks like they have a wide container. This doesn't look like a 960, so I'm just gonna make my own. I don't know if I've already made one, so let me start typing. No, but I have flex container. Let's see what that does. What did I... okay. I didn't put a width for this flex container, and it's already being used twice on this page. And how I can tell which elements are using this same class name, I can click on this, and it should show up in purple. See? Right there. So if I toggle it off, so I can see that one is using it, as well as... It says 2 on this page. I guess only... Oh, duh, down here. So yeah, there you go. So I don't want to use this twice, because if I use it here, how is this being centered? Let me see here. If I click on this, Oh, it is a 9. I put it in a 960 over here. Let me go back to. Yeah, the footer seems wider than 960. So let me do this. I'm just gonna say flex container. Actually, no. Let's. I'm trying to figure out, should I create a combo class or should I create a brand new class? I'm just gonna call it wide container. No, never mind. I'm fighting myself in my head. Okay, so I toggle that off. Just gonna create a new one. I'm gonna wide flex video, wide flex container, and we're gonna set this max to 1200 pixels. Center it, flex horizontal, and yeah, for the footer, I'm gonna go press up on my keyboard and go to the footer, and let's go ahead and set some padding. Let's say like 5%, 5% there, 5% there. And why am I using percents? Percents are much better to use. Percents are much better to use than what do you call it? Than fixed pixels. That way you get a full you get a full fluid site. So when you go down to smaller breakpoints, which I'll show you later, when you get to smaller breakpoints, it'll be easier to do responsive, and I'll explain that later. All right, so we got that. Actually, the padding is huge. So let's just go for it. 75. Yeah. Okay, so I have flex wide container. I'm gonna put a div in here, and we're just gonna call this footer call for like footer column, and then we're going to expand that. And now watch what happens if I just do copy paste. They have 5 columns, so we don't have 5 columns in the columns component. But with Flexbox, you can make any custom number of columns and it'll still fit. So watch this: 2, 3, 4, 5. Even number of columns. I didn't have to do anything but make them expand. Super simple. All right, for each of these, there's probably some padding. So let's go ahead and do that on all sides. Let's say 15. All right. And in there we have a piece of text, and we'll just call this footer call title. And it's bold. Actually, the footer call should be small. So we're going to say like, yeah, 12 on the font size, because all of them are going to be the same font size. Okay, but this one's going to be bolded. So this one says features. And this has some space on the bottom, so let's go ahead and push it down a bit, say 10. Now we can add our links. So we're going to add a text link. In this text link, we'll just have it go nowhere for now. And this one says Facebook ads. We're going to call this footer link. And we want to do it. Let's do display block because it's in its own row. It's not going to be in line with any other links. All right. And oh darn, I should have. Let's copy that color. Let's add that to my swatches. Save it. There. Cool. So I can go here and add the color. I don't want it underlined, but I'm guessing, yep, when I hover, it does have an underline. There you go. And there's probably some space below it, so let's go ahead and put like 5. There you go. And then there's like 5 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that too far apart? Maybe it's 3, 2, 1. 2 is good. So I'm going to delete these extra footer columns for now. So I can just copy and paste this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Tools. So I'm not going to write down everything. Of course. Resources. About. contact us. Let's see here. What's this new chat you're using? It's restream.io, and I was trying it so I can stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope, but that didn't work. So I'm gonna try again next week. See what I did wrong. Talk to the guys at Restream, because it'd be cool to get like the bigger community into here, and I can talk to everyone all at once. But yeah, this one's email templates abandoned. Oh, can't spell. Abandoned cart. Marketing automation. Product recommendations. And so on. So, you get the whole gist. I'm not gonna type it all out. I'm just gonna have the exact number of items in each. Okay? Cool, so that's done. They have the logo, and let's just skip the logo part and just go straight to the, they have all rights reserved, the copyright stuff at the bottom. So let's see here. Collapse all. So we have our footer, wide flex container. Ooh, oh, I can just drag in a text block right under it, inside the footer. Cool. And then this one, we're just going to say copyright. Center that guy, make him small. Is it 11, 12? Let's go 12. And we'll just say copyright info. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So there it is. So actually, I'm not happy. Not happy yet. Push that down. Say 45 is fine. Okay, cool. So the desktop version is done. Okay, so now this is the if you gotta go responsive, and sometimes it's tough because if you're not using percentage-based units like VH, VW, or percentage, then you're going to have to make a breakpoint for each little thing because you're using exact pixels. But if you're using exact pixels, you're never going to solve for every screen size, because you never know what screen size is out there that the user is using. So using percentages helps you make your site more fluid, okay? So let's see what it looks like right now. Let's go preview. If I take this, no, I can't. Let's see here. So it kind of looks like this on desktop. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. But let's go to the next one. All right, so now we have some things happening. Let me scale down on my laptop real quick. So when it gets to this tablet size, and I can play around with it like this. Okay, there's this little tab on the side. All right. So when it gets to this size, it seems like, and I'm looking at on my screen, it seems like this background image. Oh, they don't even show the hamburger menu on tablet. So I can fix this if I go to my nav and go to the settings. Right here, show menu icon for tablet and below. I can move this down to phone landscape and below, and there we go. We still have our items up here. And it makes sense why they did that, because you can still fit 6 items and a logo. Alright. So that's fixed. Alright, so this hero row, this background graphic is bumping into the text, and it looks like they don't have that happening. So what I can do is probably... So I'm using exact pixels here. Let's see if I can use... Oof. Ah, no. Okay. What if I... Ooh, that doesn't feel good. No! I said don't use exact pixels, but that's what I'm doing right now. I'm so sorry. Let's see if this works. So something like that. Okay. So that's fine on the desktop, and then the tablet, we're fine. Okay. Alright, so this is good. This is good. We're going to move on. Hold on. Okay. So next one, let's go ahead and row 2 right here. So notice how this content right here is bumping up to the side. I could fix this on this breakpoint, or I can go back to the desktop and make sure that it's going to be fixed in between this breakpoint and this breakpoint by adding a percentage-based padding on the left and right. So I'm going to say 5% on each side. Okay, and so if I go like this, I've already solved it for the tablet. And here, I've already solved it for here. So it's great. It's good to start from the top and then work your way down. Okay, and that's what CSS means, cascading style sheet. It cascades down. All right, now for this though, they remove this part, the animation. They remove it and just replace it with the finished design. So what I can do is I can take this fake UI layer, or I mean element, and just hide it. I can hide it this way by going like this, okay? Or I can just use the display none, okay? Either way, it's up to you. So let me tell you the difference between these two. I was trying to think about it. So the difference between these two ways of not showing this element is doing display none affects the any element with this same class name. But if I remove that display none and do it through here, it's only affecting this element. It adds a display none inline for this, okay, just for this element. Even if there's another element that uses the same class name somewhere else, it's not going to be hidden because it doesn't have, it's not being hidden by the settings. So there's two ways to do it. For this way, I'm just going to do display none here, okay, and we're going to replace the fake UI with an image. And let me just find it. Here's the finished version, and there we go. So we go here, and then it fits, but once we go down here, okay, all right, so we solved that one. And let's go here. This one, I think I solved it, but you know what? Just to make sure, I want to be consistent, I'm going to go on each row, back in the desktop version, and set a 5% padding on each one. Because I know I'm going to do that later anyway, so might as well start now. Row 5. Hello from Bulgaria. Hello, George. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you can make it. Interesting difference. Didn't know that. Well, now you know. The more you know. And lastly, right here, I already set it 5.5. Okay, cool. Let's go back up to the top, see how we're doing. Scroll down, doing well, doing well, doing well. This one is not doing well, it's right on top. Let me see what they do here. Okay, so what they did was, this one right here is actually just following the same, it's on the right border of this one right here. So what I can do is take that one, and there we go. So I have a 73 on the position, 73 pixels from the right. And so I can just zero it out. There we go. And also they pushed it down a bit, so mess around with that. Where did they put it? Right there. Cool. And just to let you know, I've already set interactions for these, and so those interactions are still going to show up on the lower breakpoints. Okay. So that one's done. Moving on. That one seems to be done. I like it. Let's see here. It seems like, yeah, okay, actually the background is getting way too close. Let's go ahead and move that a bit. Something like this. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. Feeling good there, feeling good. Moving on here. The grow, actually, this is supposed to finish. The bottom of this is supposed to finish. So I'm thinking it gets smaller in width. Let's go ahead and... maybe that's what I was supposed to do at the hero. Let me fix that one then. Let's see, if I remove the position, we get that big. Ah, much easier. Okay. I like. Moving down. Okay, so this one seems to be off. Let's see what they do here. Okay, so this one, what's wrong with it? I set a max of 800. Display inline block. What happens if I do display? Okay. Display block, auto on both sides. Will it, Why isn't it squishing on its own? I have a horizontal scroll. And so one thing I like to remind people that when you're working and designing with your site, when you think you're done, just, if you have a horizontal scroll wheel, use it. Because we don't have a horizontal scroll bar at the bottom, but you can test to see if you have a horizontal scroll on your site, and that means something is going, making your canvas too wide. So use your horizontal scroll wheel just to double check. And right now I do. And so I can tell because I click on this and this blue line is going past the canvas. So how do we fix this? I'm guessing the max is going to be a percentage. So the percentage, let's go... actually, what if it will... So I did 100% rather than pixels. So if I go here, I make it smaller. Oh, come on. Make it smaller. Nothing happens, that's good. But when I go here, it gets smaller. Nice. Exactly what I wanted. Moving on. Get started today. Yeah, that one's simple. It's just text. Alright, cool. The power of Flexbox. This is really cool. So, I can leave them squished like this. Or I can do this. Here we go. Watch this. I'm going to go to the Flex container. We're going to wrap the children. Okay. And then for footer call, let's see. No. Oh, okay. I can make them 3 columns. There we go. Not happy. Not happy with this. There has to be a thing. Probably someone who's a master with Flexbox is yelling at me. So what MailChimp is doing, they have 3 columns on top and then 2 columns for a second row. And I'm trying to recreate that. But if I do it this way, %, I got it. Oh, the grow is supposed to be 0, the shrink is 1, and then my basis is 3.333. Okay, so 3.333% means 3 columns, and then if I go here, oh, interesting. Oh, I put it 3.5.3. There it goes. All right, so if I go here, I'm wrapping the children. So if I wrap the children like this, then it takes that 3.3.3 and then goes 3.3.3.3, and then it wraps down and does 3.3.3, 3.3.3 again. Cool? Yay! All right, so that breakpoint is done. See, not really that hard to make it responsive as long as you're using fluid units. Okay, let's go here, mole landscape. Okay, let me shrink it down here. All right. So it looks like on the hero row, they just removed that collage and moved up the hero. Makes sense. Less is more. All right. Something like that. Oh. Interesting. So they let the collage of this one show up. Oof. Yeah, they let it show up. Interesting. They let it show up, but then they push it over. Obviously, they made it smaller. Pushed it over a bit. And then they made the padding at the top huge. So that way this type doesn't go into the collage. Wow. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. So something like this, 500. Yeah. Cool. All right, so that one's done. Simple. Yeah, and it seems like the padding at the bottom is less because, yeah. There we go, we got the cell. Oh, interesting. So this right here, this row 3, I have everything centered, but because it's mobile, it feels better if it's left aligned, so that's easy to do. Uh-oh, this one's huge. Ooh, what is that? I use my horizontal scroll wheel up. Look at this. Always check your horizontal. Okay, let me double check here. Do I have horizontal? Ah, I do. Still. Why? What is? Oh, this guy right here. Send content is going way too far. What are you doing? See, that's why you don't use fixed pixels. All right, let me fix this. So the send content 796 on the width. I don't want to do it there. I'm going to set it to max 796. The reason why is because with width, no matter how small the screen is going to be, it's going to stay 796. With max width, it'll go to the max of 796, but if someone squeezes their screen, then it'll shrink down. Okay, so let's go back to tablet, make sure that's working fine. Good. Go here. Now we're doing it. So now I'm doing my scroll wheel on my thumb. It's not working. That's what we want. Moving on. This is fine. Okay, let's just double check. Okay, so power of Flexbox. I love it. So these logos, it's too small. We want to call them out more. So how we're going to do that? We can do wrap children on the Flex container. And then company logo, we're going to set them to 50%. All right, grow 0. That Ah, there we go. Basis auto. Oh, okay. So I didn't even have to do 50%. I can just shrink it like this. All right. So when I go here, it's one row. But when I go here, I said 2 row. Ah, it was doing it for me. Interesting, Flexbox. You're an interesting thing. Let me just double check. Am I setting any widths? I am not, but I am setting padding around. What if I remove the padding? Or I mean the margin. Nope, don't like it. Go back. It was fine. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, this one is supposed to be centered. Make sure you're centered. I like to, instead of going to a breakpoint and seeing a problem, I like to move back up a breakpoint to make sure that maybe I can solve it in a higher breakpoint rather than solving it for each one. Okay? So this one, at the very top desktop, it's not centered with the margin auto on both sides. So now I do it here. Now it happens on this one, and it also happens on this one. Oh, this again. So I'm going back here. So I have it set for max 550 on desktop, but here, max 550, and then here, let's go ahead and set max 100%. Now it's better. All right, double check. Really good. See how it squishes because it's 100%? It's not a fixed pixel. There we go. Alright. There we go. That one's good. That one's good. Alright, this advertise. Okay, so they're overlapping. So what did they do? They made this one go right below. So I'm guessing this is no longer position absolute, it's position auto. And I can push it away a bit with the margin top. Well, that was easy. Okay. And I think they made, yeah, they made the background huge. So let's go ahead and make that background bigger. What did I cover? Whoop, nope, cover's not good. Okay, we're back there. Let me go like this. Nope, not good. Which one is it? Oh, okay, yeah, so this is the layer. They just made it huge. If I do it like this, and just went with it, just go. No, I don't feel comfortable. Yeah. This one, I think we could fix the padding at the top. Be smaller. Interesting. I think I gotta play around with this. I don't feel... What if the height was like 800? Okay, playing around with that number. Because like going to like 5,000 on a width just makes me feel uneasy. But... Oh, one more. That makes me feel better. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Moving on. Automate. Ah, okay. See, again, the power of Flexbox. Why this is awesome. So instead of using columns to do like float lefts and whatnot, I can reorder this. So let me go to my Flex container. Awesome. Okay, so I want to wrap the children. Actually, no. I could just do Flex vertical because instead of row, I'm going to do it up and down. So if I click on this, problem solved, but not really. I want automate to be first. So just click reverse layout. Ah, Flexbox. You make it so fun and easy. Okay. So let's make this 0 to bring it up to the top, and this awesome artwork needs to go below the cards. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Let's see. Bottom? No. Top? No. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, okay. That'll work. And we go. No. No. We're close. Okay, here. Yep. Something like this. Something like this. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay. So. Huh. Wait, hold on. Did I add a. Yeah, 5%, 5% padding on both sides. This one. Oh, because it has 30 on each side. 0. 0. Nice. Ooh. It's really. Let's fix that. I don't need that much. There we go. Alright, grow. Everything needs to be to the left. That's cool. Oh, interesting. So this breakpoint actually... Huh. This breakpoint, they don't shrink the image. They let the image get cut off. Okay? So what I can do... Hold, please. So what I can do is put this inside of a div and make it a background image. Let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way back. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of making this an inline image, I'm going to make it a background image of a div. Okay? And that way, when I get to this breakpoint right here, this mobile phone will still look big, and the sides right here will be cut off. Okay? All without having that horizontal scroll, because it's not an inline image, it's a background image. So let's go ahead and fix it all the way back to the desktop. So I'm going to drag in a div, and I'm going to remove row 6 image, and I'm going to call this row 6 image. Okay? So it has the same styles, but I'm going to add a new style to it, which is the background. Get it from my assets and find it there. I'm going to use contain, no tile, like that, and there we go. Let's see here. Max 800, but I don't get the height. This could be interesting. Let's remove that and just play around with the height. We'll start out with 800. Nope. Just wait till it gets cut off. It's actually bigger. Okay, let's see how this works. We can go down here. Good to go. We don't need this anymore. Go here. Good to... Is that one I'm working on? Yeah. Oh! Oh, it has to go all the way to the edges. But the reason why it's not going to the edges is because this row 6 has a padding of 5% on each side. How are we going to fix that? This row 6, we're going to say this row 6 doesn't have 5%. However, these two elements will be inside of a, let's just put it inside of a container, because it doesn't have to be that wide. And the container already has preset styles with some padding. So let's see if this works. Okay, so I have those two. Bring it in. So far, so good. Bring it in. So, okay, this is exactly what I want. That's fine. So this right here, we're going to say row 6 container. And actually, we're going to go back up one just to be sure. Here, I'm going to set the 5%. 5%. If I go here, I'm good to go. Oh, we're not there yet. But yeah, this is exactly what I want. Okay. Also, I saw something that was off to me right here. I thought I fixed that. This should push over to the left more. Why are you doing the things? So this is pushing off like that. But yet this one isn't. Is this centered or anything? What is going on? Max 460. No, that's fine. Why can't I push you? If I go like this. One of those things I have to look at later. Alright. Alright, moving on. Grow, get started today is fine. Actually, no, it's not fine. They push that to the left as well. Okay, cool. That one's good. And then we still have our 5 columns. Copyright information. Good to go. Alright, last breakpoint. Going back to the top. I just remembered one thing. If I go back here. Ooh. Look at that. The fake UI is here, but the non-fake one, I mean, just the static one is still there. So what I can do is only show this on tablet and phone all the way down. Okay, so now that one's gone. Okay, so I was doubling up. Okay, that one's fine. So what I forgot about this one, row 6 image, is right here. Actually, no, I didn't forget it because the interaction is set here, row 6, and it's a scroll, and it's going to affect row 6 image, so it's just still going to do this guy. But this one needs to be opacity 0. This one has, yeah, this, when you scroll into view, it's opacity 100. Okay, that one's done. All right, last breakpoint. And yes, if you have any questions, I'm bouncing back and forth because this is how I work on websites. I like bounce back and forth trying to make edits to the very first breakpoint, which is desktop, and then see how it pushes down. Because again, I want to keep my code as clean as possible, reuse as many classes as I can, and also only make edits where it really needs to be, rather than I'm going to make an edit on desktop, then make another edit on tablet, and one for mobile landscape, and then one for mobile portrait. That just adds too many lines of code to your CSS file, whereas if you can solve it with a percentage-based unit, which is %, VW or VH, all the way in the desktop, or at least tablet, and it pushes down to the other smaller breakpoints, then it makes your code much cleaner. All right? So moving on. This is too much. All right, we need to fix it. What are we doing? So nav flex. Right. This logo has too much space, so we can definitely easily deal with that one. Let's just say 5 on each side. Let's see if I scroll in. Actually, they don't even have a sign up button on this one. So sign up for free. I can just say don't show it on the desktop or tablet. Okay. Wait, do they have login too? Yeah, login is not even in that. So I can take this and say nope. So that saves some space. So if we go here, we're totally fine. Now we're in one row. Nice. Alright, so let's see what it looks like. So when you open this, let's go back here. So I'm not done with this breakpoint yet. So when I open this, doesn't look nice. Nope. I don't like that basic gray. Because we're not basic, right? We're awesome. So let's make it a lighter gray. So when I click on open menu and I go to the styles panel and I set a class, let's name it menu button. I have open pseudo class. Okay, so if I close it, it's gone. Open it, and now we're styling the open state. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's make it a lighter gray, something like F4. Is that what I'm using for the other ones? I hope so. I think a little darker. Something like that. E0, that's cool. Let's just add it to my swatches for now. Gainsborough. It's funny when I see the names of the colors. It's like, oh, did not know that was the name of the color. Alright. It should stick to 333, so let me force it by going like this. And there we go. Alright, this nav menu. Let me see. I have these things. Oh, they're inline. Yeah, they're the inline block. So this nav menu on this breakpoint needs to be, background needs to be the same color as that one. And let's go ahead and make it 100%. So height, no, VH. Is that too high? Nope, that's just right. So 100 VH means viewport height. So I'm taking over 100% of the screen. That's what VH means. Okay? And these, instead of inline block, it should be display block like this. So they have their own row, but they're all centered. Okay, and I'm guessing the width of these should not be a max of like 150. They're like really small. Okay, feeling good about this one. Okay, and it's okay with these hover states because we know on mobile there are no hover states. Okay, unless Microsoft HoloLens one day. That's going to be interesting, designing websites for HoloLens, because there will be a hover state, I think. Anyways. And there's also a sign up for free button. So what I can do is take that sign up for free button, and I think it's this one, top nav button. I'm going to copy it and paste it in the nav menu and put it to the top. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and show it on the mobile landscape and mobile portrait, but not on the tablet or desktop. Okay? And this one, we can go ahead and change the styles a bit. See here, the max, what did I say the max was this? 150, so I'll say this one's going to be 150. And center it. Push it up. Pushing it down from the top. Something like that. Cool. We're done with our nav menu. Now we are done with our mobile landscape breakpoint. So if I go here, there shouldn't be much to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and this one right here obviously needs to get smaller in font size and line height. Push it down by 20 pixels. This row 2, the collage needs to be pushed. Easy peasy. There. That's cool. Moving on down. So this is what I mean. I don't have to worry about my padding on the left and right because I've already set it in a higher breakpoint. so I can just keep moving on. Moving on, moving on. That one's done, that one's done. I'm looking at both my laptop and the PC. I think you should be using EMs. Yes, I should. Oh, I should have done that at the beginning. Okay, next one. I promise, next one I'll use M's. Okay, so this one... Oh, they kept it two... They kept these logos as two column, and I already did that. Oh, only did that for this. It doesn't even show up as two until you go like that. All right, we're gonna fix this. Make this right. Wrap children and these guys right here. Company logo. Let's just remove this. Nah. 50%. Ah, it's working. It's working. Center. Yes. Nice. Ah, so close. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let's see here. Is it the image? No, the image. Not the image. Is it this guy? %. They're bumping into each other. No. What if I add a padding inside instead of 24 on each side? Yeah, what if I do that instead? 0, 0, but the inside. Yeah, there we go. Fixed it. We're good there. Go here. Yes. All right, there we go. Ugh, no. Fix it. Something like this. Maybe the top and bottom need a little bit more space. Oh, and the sides. Okay, I think that one's good. Yeah, okay. Whew, scared me. All right, moving on to advertise. Advertise just has those two guys. Yes, yes. Automate. They're still stacked, but the background image is pushed down a bit. So let's go ahead and push that down. Ugh. Make it smaller. Push it to the side. Nope, other side. Seems about right. Yeah. Okay, we're growing. We're growing. This one, nice. Is this centered though? Looks a little off. Is that the image? No, that's 50%. That means that's centered. Alright, moving down. Get started today. This one needs some love because look at that. It broke. It shouldn't be 2 and then... Is it because... Okay, so what if I... Yeah. I mean, the padding smaller. Okay, you're good, but you break here. I guess that's okay. Let me see what they do. Oh, okay, duh. Okay, so for this breakpoint, instead of doing 3s, we're gonna do 50. Simple. There we go. So I didn't have to actually mess with this. I can remove this and this. Very simple. Oh wait, I think we're done. Let me publish this. Okay, so it's MailChimp-webflow.io, MailChimp-demo.webflow.io. Go ahead and check it out. Let's see here. Yeah, check that out. We got responses. Oh, it's only 10:58. So we got responsive done in less than an hour. Yeah, for the first, I don't know, 10 minutes of the stream, I was kind of messing around with restream.io and just to make sure it's working, but it wasn't. But yeah, that was fun. That was easy. Got a spec here. All right. Since we have time, if you have any questions, let me know. But next week, someone on the forums someone on Twitter suggested, hey, why don't you rebuild Spotify's homepage? So Spotify.com. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Guillaume. Yeah, Spotify's homepage. Great suggestion. I forgot who said it, but yeah, I told the team, and they're like, yeah, that looks fun. So yeah, as I'm looking at it, let's visually break it down. Simple nav bar that's overlaid on top of a hero section, which has a simple slider. Link, hover effect with a border radius 50%. Simple scroll interactions. Hovers, simple. Fixed background. On top of this was probably a background as well. Link again, please. Yeah, it's MailChimp-demo.webflow.io. I pronounced your first name right. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, nothing too complicated about this site or this page. It's just that their artwork that they do is amazing. It's nice. The choice of colors, how to make everything look very fun. Yeah, and then a simple Flexbox right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, but this is probably grow 2, grow 1, grow 1, grow 1, grow 1. Yeah. So nothing too crazy. So next week, let's do some Spotify. All right, so go ahead. If you have any questions about Webflow, the web design industry as a whole, what Lego sets I have in the background, I don't know, whatever you want. I want to answer them for you guys. Yeah, so again, if you haven't seen part 1 of this build, just go to webflow.com/workshops and let's go here, past workshops. So right here. It's the first one, so I built it from scratch. And also, if you want, you can clone this project inside. You can clone this project that I just built inside of your own Webflow account, and then you can start playing around with stuff or reverse engineer what I've just done. All right? So just use it for educational purposes, and we want you to learn. We're doing this so you can have fun and experiment, and that's what learning is all about, right? Experimenting. So yeah, I think it's Ilan or Ian. So we can all prepare. Think about how we can build this and that part. Even prepare questions. It can make us think like Webflow. Maybe I missed something. Hold on. Question: how do you edit Ken Burns effect on a background image? Thinking about it. I know the answer. Trying to figure out the step-by-step. I've done a Ken Burns effect with my Mirror's Edge rebuild. Let me see if I can go in my... Actually, let me see here. Let's go in Made in Webflow. Designers. Pixel Geek. So right here, let's see, view project. Check this out. So if I scroll down, watch what happens. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't have it. So yeah. Uh, basically, what you do is an outer an outer element, and you set that overflow to hidden. Okay, and then within that div, you have another div, and you set that to like 100% width and height of that one div, of its parent div. And then you scale it up or down, however you want, so it goes beyond the canvas. And then when you get to this scroll interaction or load interaction, whatever interaction you want, you do the scaling down effect, or using the transform move on the X or Y axis, or both, So it's just two elements, one that is setting the mask, and then one that is actually doing the Ken Burns effect. Okay? And if you want, is this clonable? Let me see here. Allow others to clone it. Yes. All right, so here. It's clonable. Just webflow.com/website/mirror's edge, so you can see how I did that. That was a pretty cool project to do. I really wanted to play that game. I bought it, and then after playing with it, it was fun, and then I got the ability to do a tumble roll, and I just got dizzy every time, and it made me sad. I never finished the game, but I paid full price for it. Never finished it. I just get dizzy. Maybe I'm getting old. I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6 at LAN centers and stuff like that when they were a big deal here in San Diego. But no longer. All right. Any other questions? Ilan. What about Peter? What about rebuilding WordPress dashboard but not be heaters? I've done a dashboard already, so you can check that one out too. That's webflow.com/workshops. So if I go to view past workshops, where are you at? Right here. So just go look, Google search or something like that. Look for prototyping product dashboards in Webflow. I do a 2-parter. So check that out. I want to learn how to think like Webflow developer, work right, prepare before, exactly how you do now with Spotify. Okay. Great question, Ilan. I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. All right, so here we go. I get inspiration when I see something that can be improved. Okay? For example, over the weekend I had an inspiration because I was looking at SpaceX, because I always do. Big fan. But I noticed that if you inspect it and go like this, that's not true responsiveness. What are you doing, SpaceX? I have to zoom in? That's not right. Come on. So I'm like, how can I redesign this SpaceX site to be responsive? So I got to thinking, what if if I like to always think, if this company hired me to redesign their site, how would I do it? And I do it just for fun. I do it to experiment, and that's where you start to learn new things, when you experiment. And so, so the first thing to do is find inspiration. Okay? And then the next thing to do is you break it down as to, like, what I like to do is start a sitemap. Okay, I like to write down which pages the site needs. Like, can I remove some pages to make it more, make the site more streamlined? Do I need to add more pages because it's missing something? And so what I did was I started writing down. I always start with pencil and paper. A website never starts on the computer. Well, you start by looking on a computer. But when you start breaking it down, pencil and papers, where you go. All right. So I start writing down the pages. Okay. So I have like, a bunch of pages and subpages of how I'll break it down in the sitemap. Okay. Then after that, you would draw up some wireframes. Right? So this is where, to me, it gets fun. When I see a blank page and I'm like, what do I want to do with this page? I design it with with wireframes in mind. Like how am I going to design the rows? Okay. Then after that, that's when I experiment inside of Webflow. So there's some people who like to go to Illustrator or Photoshop first and try to mock it as a static mock. But me, I like to just get my hands dirty inside of Webflow and just go at it, you know? And with Webflow, you can quickly prototype as fast as you want. Now that classes are automatically named for you, it makes it even more faster, right? So after you get your wireframes, you go at it and you have fun. It's all just, besides those 3 steps, it's all about just having fun and experimenting. Yeah, I think that's what Balsamiq. Yeah, that's a great tool too. Balsamiq for wireframing. Let me just see your question again. To learn and think like a Webflow developer. So yeah, as you experiment more and more inside of Webflow, you'll notice that Webflow components help you prototype even faster. And then you start to learn what things you can and can't do with Webflow. And that's when, if there's something that you really want done on Webflow, but Webflow doesn't do it, that's when you start adding your custom code using this embed component down here. Or going to the project settings and start messing around with the custom code here site-wide. Or inside of the designer tool, messing around with the custom code per page. Okay. Yeah. So find inspiration, start writing down, start drawing, and have fun with it. And the more you experiment, the more you figure out, oh, well, that was fun. I don't know how else to say it. I think I'm blabbing. All right, just an idea. What if you post in a forum a day before the next website with assets so we can all prepare, think how we should rebuild it? I mean, how can we learn to think? Post that. Maybe I'll see. I mean, what I do need to do is post the assets for this build and all the previous builds. I'll post it on like a Google Drive folder so people can download. So if you're like following along, you can just rebuild it. So daily design practices are great. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If you have the time, push yourself to do something spectacular. Search bar plugin, would you recommend IQ or SwiftType, Fineberry, or Google? I'm still trying to play around with Fineberry, but I haven't had much projects that needed a search. So yeah, just ask on the forums. People will help you out. But if you have anyone in the live chat room now, if you have any suggestions for Guillaume, let him know. Yeah. If there's no other questions, I think we can start wrapping up, guys. This is a short one compared to the couple of previous ones. Yeah, so next one will be Spotify. And maybe after Spotify, I can just stream my dream design of SpaceX's redesign. Because I really want to do it. What they are lacking is obviously it needs to be responsive, but also they're lacking like a history page. Yeah, that's the one I was really thinking about, because they've made history, and they hardly tout, they hardly say the history. Like if you go here, and then this is their history right here. First stage landings, cool, and then ocean landing. So this is their history right here, but it's not too big, and I wanna make that bigger because they've made a lot of historic events happen. All right, so enough fanboying of SpaceX. Thank you guys so much for joining me this week and every week. Again, this stream happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Next week, I will try to stream to YouTube, but also Facebook, our Periscope, and maybe Twitch. But if that doesn't work, just YouTube again. If you have any billing, account, or technical issues, please email us at support@webflow.com. Or if you have any design or coding issues, please go to forum.webflow.com. The huge global community there will help you out. And as I always say, if you find the answer, please pass that forward and answer someone else's question so we can all grow as a community and all grow as a huge web design industry. We all should be learning off of each other. If you want to follow us on social media, it's facebook.com/webflow or twitter.com/webflowapp. You can follow me at the Pixel Geek. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much to everyone in the live chat room, and I will see you next week. And as always, make the web beautiful. See ya.